All right, so you're looking at moving to North Texas, and you're driving around or you're checking out websites, and you're seeing on there, no mud, no PID. You certainly aren't seeing them both together because they won't come together. But let's just run through. If you have kind of don't have an understanding of what a mud district is or a PID, let's just break it down nice and easy. I'm Leigh Calvert. I'm with Briggs Freeman Sotheby's International Realty. Been doing real estate for over 11 years. Helps 300 to 400 buyers over that time, as well as a couple hundred sellers. Anyway, let's break this down, make it nice and easy. So, a MUD is a municipal utility district. And in effect, if we're going to go with layman's terms, it's like the developer said, hey, you know what? We're going to finance the entire development, everything, core infrastructure and everything. And we're going to have the owners pay it back in a tax, right? That tax moves with your tax rate. So you'll see it in your tax bill every year, and it will adjust on a percentage based off the valuation of your home. And it usually runs between 0.6 to 1%. In fact, just looking at some mud districts, so Light Farms in Salina, the mud rate is 0.89%. Now the tax rate's a little less at 1.55, but you put it together, you end up being around about a 2.4-ish% for overall taxes in Light Farms. Another one is Trinity Falls in McKinney. Their mud is somewhere around 0.98 to just over 1%. The tax rate in general is lower at 1.33, but again, put them together and you're finishing around that 2.3, 2.4% range. Now, a MUD is known to stick around for a while, doesn't go anywhere too soon. Theoretically, it will end up getting paid off eventually, and the community would end up getting annexed into the city services. Your taxes would go up, not from the MUD side, the MUD would drop off, but it would be replaced by city taxes for city provided services. But likelihood is during your ownership, you're not likely to see that change. It generally sticks around for decades. PIDs, property improvement districts. They do not go on your tax bill like a MUD does. It's actually treated as a separate charge. And in that sense, it's the developer saying, hey, you know what? We've made the development. We're going to continue making the development, but we're going to add a few extra nice features. Landscaping, amenities, trails, things that you're going to be enjoying about the community, entry features, and so forth. And we're gonna have the owners pay that back. Now that's a set fee, more like a surcharge every year until it gets paid off. And you can more or less plan on it being paid off. You can even pay it off early and reduce the amount that you pay on the interest on that amount there. I know in my community, Mustang Lakes, we have a PID in this community, and the amount is based off a 30-year window. And the total amount of the PID was somewhere in the 30,000 range, I think 32, 34,000. And you could pay that off and reduce the annual payment you'd add as that kind of surcharge on top of your taxes. Now, for Mustang Lakes, if I look at the comparison to Light Farms, so Light Farms was a 2.44% total rate. Mustang Lakes, the tax is generally around about 2.08%. The PID, depending on where you are in the neighborhood, the PID varies depending on what year it was built, what's the lot size, and what part of the development you're in. But it ranges from 0.28 to 0.42%. So combined, it's going to land somewhere in that similar rate to Light Farms in the 2.4 to 2.5 range. But again, you could get rid of it, pay it off, and not have that as an annual thing that's on there. And again, typically PIDs are less of a percentage than MUDs. Not always. Looking through the neighborhoods here, North Sky in Salina, their PID rate is estimated around 0.69 to 0.7%. So that's quite a jump from at least the one I've got here in Mustang Lakes. And looking at a few PIDs around the communities, yeah, that one is the one that is most comparable with the municipal utility district percentages. Now, when you're reviewing communities, you're going to be looking at various different things. You're going to look at what's the tax rate? Is there a MUD? Is there a PID? What's my HOA fees, right? What am I getting for the HOA? Going into the HOA breakdown, we'll do that on another video to kind of see, are you getting your money's worth? What's more important to you in a HOA? Do you want the amenities? Do you prefer there to be landscaping? What are the pros and cons with that? We'll touch that on another video. But if you have any further questions around MUD taxes or property improvement districts, drop them in the comments. Happy to have a conversation over the phone. Thanks for watching. Head to LeighCalvertTX.com if you want to see my latest listings. We'll chat soon.